tutorial shows you how to connect FS Flight Control over a network to prepared FSX, FSX Steam Edition, or Flight Sim World. Please note, this tutorial is not for X-Plane. As you can see, I am in network mode now with Prepared running on another computer. This is accomplished using the SimConnect network wizard that is part of FS Flight Control. It allows us to collect the information needed to establish a networked connection between your FS Flight Control computer and your flight sim computer. If you are running both FS Flight Control and the flight simulator on the same computer, you do not need to go through the following process. This setup process only needs to be done once. After it is completed, everything will run automatically when you start FS Flight Control. I will take you through the process one step at a time, and of course, if you run into trouble, we at FS Flight Control are always here to help. We will start on the computer that you want to use FS Flight Control on by installing FS Flight Control itself. We recommend that Windows Firewall and any antivirus software be disabled on both computers. However, the setup for FS Flight Control allows you to add an exception to the Windows Firewall. Please leave this option on, as it will prevent any future connection problems. This is in case Windows Firewall gets activated again for whatever reason. Once FS Flight Control is installed on your FS Flight Control computer, just start it directly. As you can try FS Flight Control 14 days for free, we will continue with the trial version. Please first select now the simulator you would like to use. Since it can't find the simulator locally, it will ask you if you want to use the SimConnect network wizard. Click Yes, and it will take you to the SimConnect network wizard in your Documents folder. Copy the whole folder containing the wizard files onto an external drive to move it to your flight sim computer. You can also transfer the folder using a network share in case you have one already. Now, we're ready to move on to your flight sim computer. Please note, Flight Simulator should not run while making configuration changes on this computer. We want to take the SimConnect Network Wizard folder off of the external drive and move it onto the desktop of your flight sim computer. Now we are ready to run the wizard for the first time. First, pick the simulator you want to use. In my case, I have Prepared version 4 and version 3, FSX, and Flight Sim World to choose from. We will continue with Prepared version 4 now. The next screen gives you your IP address. This is detected automatically, so you shouldn't have to do anything here. Next, we'll set the port. The default setting is 2048, but feel free to set a different port number if you need to. Otherwise, 2048 will work just fine. Now, on the left-hand side, you will see a button that says Update SimConnect configuration files with these settings now. This will save your IP address and the port number to your SimConnect configuration file, letting the two computers connect via your local area network. Next, you want to hit the button that says Open Port in Windows Firewall. Windows will ask you to confirm this section as an admin. This is just in case. As mentioned before, we recommend that all antivirus software and Windows Firewall itself be turned off on both computers. Our next step is to create network shares for the hard drives that need to be accessed remotely. This will allow FS Flight Control to build the database over the network. Hit the button that says Create Network Share for Hard Drive to create the shares now. Now, we can hit the next button on the wizard. At this point, you can close the wizard. Our next step is to move the wizard files back from your flight sim computer to your FS Flight Control computer. To do this, copy the wizard folder from your desktop either via an external drive or a network share back to your FS Flight Control computer. Now, it's time to move back to your FS Flight Control computer. You're ready to run the SimConnect network wizard on your FS Flight Control computer now. This tells FS-FlightControl how to connect to your flight sim computer. Make sure you have moved the wizard files from your flight sim computer back to the Documents folder of your FS-FlightControl computer. This is a very important step that transfers the collected information. You won't be able to proceed without copying the wizard files back from your flight sim computer. Now you're ready to finish your setup by running the SimConnect network wizard on your FS-FlightControl computer. When you run the wizard, it should open up to step 3. If it opens at step 1 again, please double check that you have copied all the wizard files back from your flight sim computer correctly. It should show in green that you have access to the remote folder share that you have created on your flight sim computer in step 1 of the wizard. If it is green, you may click Next directly. If it shows the failed status in red, you will need to hit Open Windows Explorer at the network location and enter your Windows login information for your flight sim computer. Make sure you clicked Remember My Credentials in this dialog. Despite this error message Windows Explorer sometimes shows here, access works directly after you have entered the correct credentials. The status should now be shown in green, and you can move on to the next step. If the status still shows failed in red, installing FS-FlightControl additionally on the flight sim computer and copying the database file manually is an alternative, but this is normally not required. Feel free to contact us in such cases if you should need any assistance, or visit our online manual at fs-flightcontrol.com. We will be happy to help. Assuming all has gone well, we are now ready to move on to the final step. The last step is to run FS-FlightControl and build the database. Click Finish on the wizard and start FS-FlightControl. It will automatically fill all the required paths with the collected information of the wizard. Just click on Build Database. This may take some time now, so better go get a cup of coffee in the meantime. When you come back, FS-FlightControl should be ready to go. Database build is finished now. Let's start FS-FlightControl. Make sure Flight Simulator is running on your flight sim computer that we can connect to it after FS-FlightControl has started. As you can see, we are immediately connected to Prepared in network mode without any further manual configuration needed. All required information has been collected by the SimConnect network wizard. A few reminders. You could do all of this with the trial version. No need to register for 14 days. If you run into trouble anywhere in this process, you can always reach out to us at fs-flightcontrol.com. And remember, you don't need to run FS-FlightControl over a network. It works just fine on the same computer as Flight Simulator itself, too. Thanks for listening.